Hey, what's up everybody? Chris here, and I wanted to clue you in to a trick that I've learned. If you're a Funko Pop collector and if you're trying to figure out creative space-saving ways to display your Funko Pops, there are a couple of things that you can do to try and make that process as easy and as simple and straightforward as possible, when otherwise it might seem like that's not the case. So there are a couple of materials you need for this, and what this aesthetic is going to give you is sort of a floating on the wall Funko Pop in the box. Again, aesthetic, to use that word again. So what I have here is my Danny Torrance Funko Pop, The Shining, a great movie, complete with the red rum writing on the package, which you may not be able to see that too well because of the lights that I have in here to record this video just to make it as visible as possible. But once you have your pop, you need to put it in a, I guess it would be called a soft protector, so it's not a really firm, hard plastic shell, but there are a variety of these that you can pick up on Amazon, and what I'm going to do is link in the description below the ones that I have, which came at a really low cost and are very high quality based on a good bit of research I did about which ones to pick up. So I'll show you the link for that. In addition to that, so you need the pop and the protector, and I'll show you what the protector looks like pre out of the box or pre being folded. It looks like this. It's easy to fold. One thing to note about these Ecotech protectors is that they do come with some sort of a film or plastic sleeve on them, so you kind of need to use your nail to sort of scrape that off and sort of peel it away to get the most crystal clear, transparent view of the Funko that you're able to get with that. And so you want to spend a little time doing that and maybe practice on a couple of your pops before you get ready to actually put one on the wall so you can see what that looks like and what that process is like. But this is what it looks like unfolded, and again, they're not very much money. You also need some fairly durable and strong double-sided tape. This is actually outdoor mounting tape, and as you can see maybe over my left shoulder here, some of the ones that I've already put on the wall, this is going directly on painted drywall indoors. So I looked at a few different options for this, a few different brands. This is 3M double-sided. I'll link that in the description below on Amazon again so you can check it out. A lot of the brands that I saw were Scotch brand and were for indoor use only and were not rated all that strong. So this actually will hold up to 5 pounds depending on how much you apply. I've discovered that with my pops, you only need to put on one strip of this at the very top to get the effect that you're looking for. I don't know over an extended period of time how much this is actually going to impact the paint on the wall. The wall that I'm putting these on here in my video game office slash room slash collecting area, whatever you want to call it, is already kind of dinged up, and there are some places on the wall that need to be patched. So I'm actually not too concerned about this, knowing that these are going to stay on my wall for a long time. I'm not renting, I own our house, or we own our house rather, and so it's something that, you know, will be on me to fix whenever the time comes, if the time comes to pull these off the wall and reorganize them or whatever. But I did have one stick on earlier and I had to pull it off to kind of readjust it, and I noticed that it didn't really take anything off when I did that. Again, years down the road, I don't know what that's going to look like, so that's just kind of a word of caution if that's a problem that you may run into. But so far this has worked really well, and this stuff is really strong and really durable, and it sticks really well to plastic, which is what these boxes, these containers that you place the actual pop in the box are made out of course, a very smooth plastic. So this adheres well to that. It adheres well to the wall, so it gets the job done in a relatively straightforward way. And I had actually put a thread out on Reddit to try and get some ideas about how to approach this. And of course, you know, people being people, the first idea that I ran into was, why don't you just build more shelves on your wall? Well, you can see behind me, I've got a bunch of shelves in here already. The wall that you can't see on the other side, but you've seen in some other videos, has shelves on it too. I really didn't want to put more shelves in here. I wanted to go for sort of a different look and something a little bit unique. And someone had initially suggested, well, just take some of these boxes that you have, the collector's boxes, the protector shelves, and put thumbtacks or push pins under the wall. I tried that, but the issue was, unless it's going into a stud, it's just not substantial enough to hold it in there without it sort of flexing and popping out of the wall, because the box isn't 100% rigid in a very hard plastic sort of way. So I had to look to this idea, which I think someone did suggest on that Reddit thread, and you know, thank you to whoever that was, but this has actually worked out really well. So anyway, you need these items and you need a pair of scissors, and I've got my pair of scissors here. Pair of scissors. So really 3 things or 4 things: your Funko Pop in the box, a pair of scissors, one of the Ecotech or other brand protector shells that I mentioned, and some double-sided tape. So once you have those items, put the pop in the box. Cut out a piece of double-sided tape, and you can see I've already done this here, and apply it to the back. So it's still got the red film, the protector film on it, which I'm getting ready to peel off here in just a second. But again, you can see it doesn't take a whole lot. And it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to really get it stuck on the wall, because this stuff is so durable and has such a high hold adhesive to it. So once you have it on there, you take your nail, and this may take me a few minutes. Sometimes this is a little bit easier said than done, and if I struggle with this, there's going to be some fancy editing going on to help move the process along. This is actually not too terribly bad. This isn't bad at all. Okay, so once you get it, and it's really sticky stuff, so you can see, right, you start to peel it away, it comes off. The super sticky double-sided adhesive is still there. And again, the nice thing about this is you're not damaging your pop, right? You may end up damaging your wall a little bit, probably not a lot from what I've seen, but the relatively inexpensive case that you put this in may take a little bit of a beating in the removal process when you have to do that potentially, but even then I don't think it will at all actually. But the actual box is still protected, so this works out really well. So this is what it looks like once it's removed. You've got sort of a gray adhesive, and so what I'm going to do now is stick this on the wall. Okay, so you can see, again, the lighting is a little bit rough just because of the lights I'm using to record the video, but you can see where I've already put some of these on the wall, and I'll sort of zoom out to kind of show you how I ended up with what I've got here. I've got some shelves in this room that quickly became full of pops as I collected them, and my collection now is at something like 90, maybe pushing that, maybe not quite there, but I wanted to try and keep them all in one area, and I didn't want to quite go onto this wall yet. I had some space here. I thought it might make for kind of a cool look to just have them sort of floating on the wall. So I've done that. I've put these on the wall, and so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch hands because I'm right-handed, so I can make sure I get this on here just like I wanted to have it on here. You take the pop you've got, in this case, Danny Torrance. You line it up where you want it to go, and then you just give it a little bit of pressure. It doesn't take a whole lot. I just sort of grip the whole thing so I'm not actually pushing on the box on the interior of the shell. You do this, and there you go. It is on the wall. And the nice thing about this, again, is it gives it sort of a unique look, and you can sort of fill in the gaps there. The unfortunate thing is that gap between the painting I've got here of the Panther Stadium, Bank of America Stadium, and the molding on the ceiling is just a little bit too tight to fit a pop in there. I may potentially use a baseball bat box to put some of my loose pops and display them up there, but I can definitely run up in here between the painting and the degrees we have and sort of move on in this direction, and then eventually fill in the space where my Skyward Sword poster is and sort of make them move in that direction. So again, a really, I think, kind of cool approach to displaying pops, something a little bit different. But if you've tried this and you know something about it that I don't know, certainly comment down below and let me know that. But if you've got any other ideas for how to display your Funkos, chime in, let's hear what they are, and thanks for watching.